Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to our second match of Group D. Welcome to HomeStory Cup 27. We have our fresh best of 3 ready for us. We're jumping into our TvP, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Pylon, we have the German Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing Mouse. It is HeRoMaRinE. Also, I just realized he's using the wrong logo. I'll fix that up. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the yellow Protoss player himself, kicking things off with a win earlier, representing Team Brody from Czechia. It is Sebesdes. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our Terran versus Protoss matchup. And again, Sebesdes already causing having one big result, already bringing down Hearthstone. Can he do this? Can he do the same to the big man himself? Oh boy, Big Gabe again. He's coming in as the #1 seed of the brackets. I should say of the group. He is the #1 seed, and we'll see if Sebesdes can claim that spot from him. Oh boy, as you do not get tougher than Gabe, not in Group D. Don't get bigger, pappy. Let's go. As for now, we're loading into Pylon. Pylon, of course, is a smaller map in the map pool, shorter rush distance by ground. Aggression is favored on this map, and we expect Gabe to be the aggressor here. Now, it's been a while since I've seen Sebesdes' TvP. He has been playing a little bit more regularly in online tournaments, which I do appreciate. I think historically he didn't really compete too often in tournaments, but that recently has changed, which I do appreciate. But despite that, I haven't seen too much of his Terran versus Protoss, so we'll see how he compares. So far, economic opener out of gate. Single gas, so racks into an expansion on the high ground here as we settle in towards the early game. Let's go. So economic start here from our Terran. Meanwhile, Sebesdes is going gate expand into cybercore. Sorry, I should say gate cyber expand. We're settling in. And we'll keep an eye on the add-ons. We'll keep an eye on the setup. So far, there's going to be a tech lab here on the ranks. Interesting. So really fast tech lab here out of Gabe. Goes Marine first. No SCV scout, no Reaper scout, no nothing. Zero scouting across the map. Just going Marine first into tech lab. Do we go for the add-on solve, or do we open up Marauder? As I believe there's been no probe across. Yeah, no probe scout either. Just no one is scouting. But there it is. Okay, going for the add-on swap. So really fast tech lab here from Gabe. From here we can rush into an early cyclone. There we go. Cyclone production has begun, and we are rushing into an armory. Oh my god, the hell's going on? Okay, with an armory rush, we can go into a fast Thor. The armory does unlock Thor production. No shot we're going for a Thor drop, right? Gabe, how many drinks has he had? how much has he been drinking? There we go. Starport's on the way. Are we going for no shot? We're going for the Thor. It has to be, right? Like, we're not going for Hellbats or anything like that. Meanwhile, the hallucination comes in, but the scout is going to be denied. Oh, true. Otherwise, we can just go mine drop. Yeah, we can rush into drilling claws. That's another option. Drilling claws may be the go-to. There it is. Yeah, drilling claws on the way. Now, this is a build that we actually haven't seen in a long time. If you remember, it was like 2 years ago. Jesus. It was like around 2 or so years ago when the big nerfs happened to the Widow Mine. Remember, it was initially the mine requires drilling claws to be cloaked. It also notifies the opponent when it burrows. So there's going to be an alert when it burrows. And there was also another nerf as well. But there were a bunch of nerfs to the Widow Mine, which did actually cause mine drop openers to kind of die off for a while. And we saw players attempt to rush into this build as a bit of an answer to try to still have some kind of effectiveness. Crazy setup here. Does see the researching tech lab, by the way. I mean, it can only be a couple of things here. Like, it's not going to be blue flame, so for the most part, the best is he should be aware. I mean, the other option would be macro accelerators. That would be a possibility. Robo's on the way, and currently zero detection. Let's go. Let us go. Armory rush. Tequila shots confirmed. Let's go. So just a really quirky and I would say an old school build here from Gabe from a couple of years ago that did die off. Drop is coming in. Robo's not done. Widowmines, they will burrow and they will stay burrowed. Ooh, catching out a stalker. Does catch a stalker likewise. Oh no! Shot is going to be going up. Brutal connection. 3 probes going to be going down. And again, the shots, they will recharge. They will reset. So there's an observer on the way. And will come out in time. It's being chronoed. Being chronoed as we speak. Is in production. Widow mines are repositioning here. 1 mine goes down. And we should get 1 more shot in the main. Oh! Decent connection. Gets 3 more. Takes down 3 more workers from here. Sebesdes, he will clean this up. And again, this is a big investment as well. So 6 probe kills and a stalker for 3 widow mines, a medevac, at the armory, and drilling claws. Gabe does move in, sneaks up on the 3rd base, tank does siege. He's going for the base. Going for the expansion. Sebesdes does dive in, takes out the tank, nice pickup, gets a tank, gets a cyclone as well. And with that, he will save the base. Yeah, he will save the expansion. Nice defense here by Sebesdes. He likewise pulls away. Sentry goes down, but he will hold. Whew. And that was a bit of a loss here for Gabe. He lost the cyclone, he lost the tank. Raven did survive, but not everything else. Now he's racing back, and back at home, he is vulnerable. Tanks are in position. Okay, he's got 2 tanks. He has 2 tanks. Getting towards bio. We have Stim, combat shields, +1 on the way. Dives on the tank. The first tank is going to go down. And Gabe is in trouble here. The boys are being pulled. SCVs are going to be falling. Not too many, though. At the same time, auto turret does pop off. Gets 4 probes. That's going to be 7 SCV kills. Tank does reposition. Gabe is holding. But again, this is a messy game. It's very messy. Sebesdes is getting his base up and running. Stalkers, they once again dive to the natural. Tank is out of position. The observer gets caught. Marines are going down. Decent trades here from Sebesdes, but alas, he's losing those shields. Has to retreat. Still 8 SCV kills. From here, ideally looking to contain. Just containing Gabe as he contains. Back at home, bam, Bay's on the way. Going for the Bay, going for Colossus, not going for Storm. So Colossus on the horizon, +1, a charge, getting full 3-base saturation. Ooh, that was almost that's the 2nd Bay. I believe that should be a 2nd Robo. So Sebesdes is getting a little bit nervous here. A little bit nervous. Hopefully he does notice in time, and he does cancel. Hopefully. As Gabe, he does have his 3rd, slowly expanding, building up, getting into the mid-game. Getting into the mid-game here, Sebesdes likewise back at home, does claim another expansion. Gets a 4th. Gabe moving out. Does move out. Ordered hard does a strategy. Gabe is going for the 4th. And can he siege in time? Observer does spot the rotation. Charge is done. And Sebesdes, he does collapse in. Tank goes down. Massive pickup. Takes down the tank, and I believe Sebesdes, he should be able to hold the line here. Takes down the Marauders. More Zells coming in. And he holds. Yeah, Sebesdes, he does hold on. Once again, more auto turrets. Sebesdes does react in time, does pull away. We'll lose 2 more probes, but he will clean up Marauders. And Sebesdes, he saves the 4th base. Very nice defense. Sebesdes, he's holding on. See in the chats, didn't Sebesdes use a laser? I might be confusing him with someone else. You might be confusing him with someone else. I believe Sebesdes was always a Protoss, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he was always Protoss because he was he's one of Roddy's boys. One of his boys. I say that so is Fiant, to be fair. So now HeRoMaRinE does rotate over towards the left hand side. Auto charge into the main. Sebesdes collapsing in. Ooh, brutal mine shots. Sebesdes is going for the medevacs, but he does put down some of those stalkers. Running out of zealots. He has to back up. Has to back up. Has to pull away. Needs those charge loss to buffer. But Sebesdes, he's holding his own. Likewise, gets across the map. Gabe, he's likewise taking up. Ghost production has begun, and Vikings are on the way as well. Up until now, it's just been a very bio-heavy composition from Gabe, but now he's making a more complex composition here. With Vikings, with Ghosts. Likewise, steaming on forward. Ooh, almost gets a Colossus, almost. Colossus taking out a lot of hits. And the Ghosts, they have arrived. They're gathering energy in the main. From here, Sebesdes, he will need more than just Colossus. He will need either Disruptors or Storm. And it looks like he did notice that he was making a second bait. Did cancel. Thankfully. Once again, rotating over. Takes down the tower. But he cannot commit into this. Not anymore. And he's just doubling down. I was like, he needs something more here. He's like, nah, I do. More Colossus, but he's got 3, so to be 5 Colossus. As the army's looking a little bit exposed. The Vikings move in, they will snipe one. One Colossus goes down. He gets 1, he gets 2. There's 1 Colossus left. Yeah, there's not the fight to take. A brutal fight here. Sebesdes, he will lose everything. Every Colossus goes down. Ay, ay, ay. Again, maybe not expecting this many Vikings. So the runway gets cleaned up. And Sebesdes, he plummets in supply. We spoke about it. Once Vikings get this high, you do need something else here, whether it's Storm or Disruptor or even Mass Immortal, something else. Colossus, they do not cut it. Not anymore. As he's still treading water, still trying to recover, trying to maintain himself, stabilize. But Gabe, he has momentum. He's up in workers. He's up in economy. And up in army. Sebesdes still trying to build up. Likewise, waiting for reinforcements. There's that fusion core. This is the first sign of Liberators. Working towards Liberator range. So the runway is spotted. KP already has the bunker. Bunker's already ready. Here does pull away. I mean, we have built back up to 4 Colossus. There we go. Now we finally have the Temple Archives. It should be for Storm. Storm is on the horizon for Sebesdes, but Gabe is maxed. He's maxed out at this point, and he should be looking to trade. If he waits a little bit too long, then Sebesdes, he will finish Storm. It's 5 Colossus. Let's go. Up against 10 Vikings, soon to be 11. Show CMPs. Storm has begun. EMP goes off. Ooh, brutal connection. Covers 3 Colossus. Sebesdes just has to poke in, buy time. Vikings, they will bully him back. They bring down one of the Colossus. KB kites back as well. Once again, he's an EMP. And as he kites back, the Vikings just go to town here on the Colossus. They get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Colossus go down. Oh, God. The Vikings, they just go to town. And the 5 Colossus, they mean nothing. They do nothing. Vikings now land. They can trade well against the Stalkers. And against the Sebesdes, you just have to buy time for Storm, but at this point, it's too late. Storm is done, but there's no High Templar. There's no energy. And Gabe has done it. He will overwhelm. One Storm comes in. Does send the army away. Sebesdes trying to hold on. Same time, the worst of SCV kills. Gabe searching for more bases. Sebesdes does have top right. but the army just isn't there. Oh, let's go. Now, the Viking count is a little bit lower this time. Now we're down to 5 Vikings, so going back to Colossus here, I feel like makes sense. Like, Colossus, they can have their place if the Viking count is low. Okay, brutal snipe. Alright, so to punish. Stormwind mainly Marauders. Once again, we're going to be trading out the Vikings, which means Colossus. Okay. They can have value again. Oof. So otherwise you're just not doing enough. They don't get much done. So this is coming in from behind. Sniping the ghosts. Does take down a couple of them. The Colossus does arrive as well. So this is a slightly better fight here, but again, he still just has so much to overcome. And here comes the Liberation. Liberators are on the way. Liberator range is done. Gabe, he already has advanced ballistics. So he's just been taking up. I'll say out taking Sebesdes here. As he peels off some units, gets to the middle line, 15 pro kills already. To 16. Okay, brutal drop. Likewise dropping into the main army's moving in. Sebesdes is being pulled apart. He's built back up to 4 Colossus. Let's go. Scan does reveal that. Gabe's like, really? You're still okay, sure. It's okay with me. And we're going for the base trade. At this point, Sebesdes, he will lose 1 expansion. He's just going across the map instead. He will finally bring down that bunker. But Liberation has arrived. Decent storm. Liberators are going to be going down. He gets 1, 2, 3 up to 4. 3, 4 Liberators going down. Mineral line does fall as well. And Gabe, he commits. He hasn't turned around yet. Ooh, Sebesdes is. Okay, backs off, he sees these Liberators, sees the Vikings, pulls away. Gabe going for the kill. Sebesdes, we got to do something. Do we come back home? Do we keep pushing? We got to make a choice. Where are we going? Where are we going? He does decide to come back home, but it's a late decision here from Sebesdes. He was a little bit indecisive. Does run back home, gets a full medevac, but by now he lost the base. He lost the expansion. He lost 3 bases. Center left, triangular third, and natural. So 3 bases went down, and we just dropped into the main. From here, picking up once again. We'll lose a medevac. And behind this, Gabe just expanding. Just expanding forward. Taking some of Sebesdes' bases. Still maxed out. Sebesdes, he's supply blocked. And again, the base trade was the best chance he had, but unfortunately there were reinforcements back at home. He could not push through. He could have tried to rotate, but there was a planetary as well. It's up to 6? Jesus, 6 Colossus. Let's go. And again, I want to say the first half of this game was very intense and very back and forth, but once Gabe was able to solidify himself, get into Mass Viking, like, he was just looking so secure. Speaking of, once again, Vikings, they just go to town. They get 1, they get 2, soon to be 3 Colossus, soon to be all the Colossus. And with that, GG gets called. Gabe, he will take game number 1. GG. GG, well played. Gabe, he will take a lead in the series. Again, as I mentioned before, it was an intense back and forth in the first half. Sebesdes, he was holding his own, even getting some better damage across the map as well. But eventually, Gabe stabilized. Eventually, he was able to stabilize, able to get up to a 4-base setup, able to build up his Vikings and his Ghosts. And once he did, Sebesdes, he was left behind. Unfortunately, he was a little bit late to tech up. He was late to take up in towards Storm. We saw Storm towards the end, but it took a long time to get there. We were just a little bit too heavily reliant on Colossus for too long, instead of being able to diversify that splash damage. and it made it that much easier for Gabe to deal with it. Typically here in TvP, of course, whether you're relying on Storm or Disruptor or Colossus, ideally you don't want to rely on just one, otherwise it's that much easier here for your opponent to counter. Well, whether it is with... What just happened? Sorry, whether it's with was it Ghost countering like Mass Storm, Mass High Templar, or Vikings countering at the Colossus. Meanwhile, something just happened. So suddenly Harsimi showed up in the lobby. He's like, "I'm ready, let's go." And Gabe was like, "Are you drunk?" I was like, what are you doing right now? Get out of here." God damn it. Oh no. So a random Harsim showed up for a moment. He's gone now, he's gone. But God. Este Harstim. I think he's waiting for his next series. A little bit too excited, but here we go. We're getting to our next match, getting into game number 2, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of ley lines. We have the German Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Mouse, leading the series 1-0. It is HeRoMaRinE. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the yellow Protoss player. We have the player from Czechia representing Team Roddy. Down in the series, we'll see if we make a series out of this. It is Sebesdes. Go. We go. So we are catching up. Probably confusing him with Sebesdes. Maybe. I mean, there's a lot of players. In the history of StarCraft in all regions, really. But yeah, has been Protoss for a long time, for his entire pro career, I believe. For now, though, we're going to be settling in. As a reminder, what did we have last game? Last game, Gabe, he opened up Ranks Expand, Economic Opener. We're seeing that once again. Now, game 1, Gabe was having fun. Winding it back, if you missed out in the beginning of the game, Gabe, he went into an Armory Rush, into Fast Drilling Claws, into a committed Mine Drop, which didn't really pay for itself. Like, again, there's a reason why the first half of the game was very chaotic and very intense, very back and forth. Just because Gabe was having fun, going with the Mine Drop, going for the early tank push, and he was being shut down time and time again. Like Sebesdes, he was holding his own. It was very impressive to see Sebesdes against Gabe, but as you mentioned, as time went on, as Gabe got his 4 base economy, then he got out of hand, right? He snowballed out of control, got out of hand, and was secure from there. We'll see how our players will adjust. I can't imagine we're going to be seeing another crazy fast armory again. Like that was more of like a one-off thing. That was Gabe having fun. Now we're calming down. Calming down. Gabe's economy was ahead for the entire game. I guess so. It was kind of close. If you didn't watch the game, there were moments where Gabe, his army was shut down outside of the 3rd base, if you recall. He's doing it again, by the way. And when his army got shut down outside of the 4th base, if you recall as well. The 4th base of Sebesdes and the 3rd of Sebesdes. This is when Gabe was on a 3 base economy before his 4th. But he's rushing into the armory, and we saw the last game this led into Drilling Claws. Initially, I was like, Thor drop? But we saw Drilling Claws in game 1, and I would imagine it's going to be Drilling Claws again. Yeah, Widowmine production has begun, so rushing into Drilling Claws. Drilling Claws, of course, does allow Widowmines to require detection, to require observers, to be able to clean them up. And there we go, Drilling Claws is on the way. So same build 2 games in a row. I'm a little bit surprised, but okay, let's go. It's a rare sight, and I appreciate it nonetheless. Behind us, we have extra gateways being thrown down, and we do have our initial 4-gate blink. Okay, Sebesdes, let's go. 4-gate blink stalker. We have the earlier 2nd robot. We're going to have a delayed 3rd base here and a much more aggressive build out of our Protoss player. And I do like this. The reason why I like this here is because we're committing quite hard to the mine drop. The mine drop, there's just so much commitment to it that because of this, it does mean that the follow-up here is going to be delayed for a game. I'm referring to the tank production, referring to the buy production and the buy setup as well. So if Sebesdes shuts this down hard enough, he can counterattack and he can catch Gabe off guard. He might catch him exposed, depending on his defense, of course. As here comes the mine drop. Mine drop is moving out. Stalkers are amassing. I'm here in the shadows. And here comes Gabe. Gabe is moving out across the map. Sebesdes, he's moving out. He went Prism first, not Observer. Again, he doesn't know what's coming his way. And this is about to get a little bit chaotic here. Oh boy, so this mine drop is going to get damage done, and it's going to be able to reset and get a second wave as well, as there is zero detection. Here we go, the mines, they come in. They're chasing down the probes. And mining is going to be denied. So far, 2 probe kills, getting him to 3. 3 probes going down. Once again, does reposition. At the same time, Sebesdes, he gives it across the map. He wants a tank. He does one, and the boys are being pulled. Tank does survive. Big moment here for Gabe. He saves the tank, and with that, he will hold. Yeah, he will hold the natural. Observer pops out. Sebesdes, he does hold. Remember, there's only 1 tank for now. But if that tank went down, he could have pushed through. Speaking of, he does need high ground vision. Oh my god, brutal connection. 6 probes. 6 probes going down. Sebesdes, he's distracted. Second tank has arrived. Does siege in time. And Gabe is holding. Yeah, Gabe is holding. There was a window. There was an opportunity, but not anymore. Yeah, tank volley is going off. Viking has arrived, and this is being shut down completely. Oof. As the army is just so battered, so bruised. Cleans up some of the Marines. Marines are being cleaned up. Did lose a tank on the low ground. The tank did go down. I'll be honest, I don't know what killed that tank. I saw the debris of the tank exploding. Tank does fall. Takes out the Cyclone as well, but we're running out of Stalkers. Yeah, running out of Stalkers. I say that reinforcements have arrived. Dives on the tank. And again, there's no bunker. There's no bunker. Sebesdes, this is his moment. This is his time. Does he have enough? I do kind of want to rewind to see what happened to that tank though, because something killed it. I don't know what. No shot Gabe misclicked, right? As Sebesdes does rotate into main, going for Stim. Not bad. Stim is going to be denied. And again, because the first tank went down, like it's slowly snowballing out of control. More boys are being pulled. Damage is being done. From here, Sebesdes, he does rotate. Does rotate 16 SCV kills. Heads to the low ground. Another tank has arrived, but again, there's a tight hold here. Does dive in. One more volley. Gets a tank. Does bring it down. And again, Sebesdes, he's so close to breaking Gabe. So close when he bleeds out so many Stalkers, though. 20 SCV kills. Tank is repositioning. This tank does rotate. Second tank has arrived. Sebesdes going into the main. Oof. A little bit of shaky control here, though. Yeah, shots are going off. Back at him, Sebesdes, he's reprobing, resaturating. And it looks like Gabe, he has held. He has enough bio. And we need to take a moment here. So again, Sebesdes, he was so close. Oh no! Dives in. It's not worth it. He gets a tank. Yeah, GG gets called. In the end, Gabe, he defends. He survives, and Gabe, he will take the series 2-0. And I need to see what happened to that tank. Because I could be mistaken, but there wasn't a Stalker down there, was there? And we need to see. It happened around 6 minutes. Okay, this is when he dived. This is when Gabe pulled away. He pulled the boys, he repaired. This is when he saves the tank. Then we rotate, and then how does this tank die? This is when we rotate. That's when the mine shots went off. Stalkers are moving in. Oh, maybe he just kills it with this. Okay, let's go. Like we were so, yeah, okay, he does get it. Like we were so fixated on this that he did snipe the tank. Okay, I was concerned that something else had happened. But GG. This was close. GG, well played. This was close. That's how the tank went down. Whew, okay. GG, well played with that. So Gabe, I mean, he does survive the aggression, but a shout out to Sebesdes because, again, he almost punished him. It was just a really shaky setup. Winding it back here, the mine drop did a lot of economic damage. He was able to kill, I want to say, was it 10 probes in total? Maybe a little bit more. But it was just really chaotic because as the mine drop came in, Sebesdes was moving out. And things were getting a little bit too hectic there when it comes to defending and attacking at the same time. I do feel like Sebesdes, he missed his window. There was a window. There was a window where he could have gone into the main base and done some damage, but the prison was too far back. He was fixated on microing back at home, so it delayed his aggression, and that made things a lot closer there than the other ways could have been. Against Sebesdes, he did kind of miss that window, still made it close, but barely didn't break through. GG, well played. Whew, an intense series and an intense game. A shout out to Gabe, of course, does it claim it in the end and will claim the series, but a shout out to Sebesdes, not looking too bad at all. And even though he goes down to Gabe, there's still a chance here for Sebesdes to make it out in second place. To take down Harsum early on does mean that he can also make it through in second place, but the next big name for Sebesdes is going to be SOS. That's going to be the next big name to see if he can bring down. Meanwhile, we are catching up. Meanwhile, we are going to be catching up on the group here. Let's go! Exclamation mark B in the chat to catch up on the brackets, as we do have some updates, as we have a lot going on.